very important to kind of do the very, like almost the very blue sky, bring it down to that day-to-day, as well as, you know, what the day-to-day really looks like. So I'll explain what that means. So a lot of organizations have values, visions, purpose, blah, 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 blah. And that's all well and good. But in reality, when you ask an employee what that is, you know, 8 times out of 10, they don't even know what it is. So they're like, oh yes, we love our values. Like, what are the values? I don't know. I'm not too sure. You know, and that happens all the time. So I think it is really important that on a day-to-day, even from a meeting setting or a leader, especially from a leadership perspective, is that a lot of those touch points that we talk when we engage in that customer experience, they're also touch points for that employee experience. So you really kind of got to map out that employee experience and go, when do we engage with our employees on a daily basis? It might be a stand up, and that's a very common thing that companies do. They have a 5 to 10, 15, whatever it is, minutes with the team to talk about projects, what's happening, risk, load risk, all of that stuff. Really make sure that you are not just sharing the values from what the company represents, but also how you're using the values. So you can say things like, well, we appreciate, you know, we have this issue, and this is obviously causing a lot of pain for our employees and or customers, whatever it is. Our promise is that we're always going to be solving customers' problems within 24 hours. So who's gonna lead that? And then you're just really bring them to life and really bring them as an example, and then start making decisions based on that. So if, you know, and those are like probably just more like house rules, which will be company employee rules. Another really nice couple of things that you can do, especially when leaders have a lot of those meetings with employees on a daily or regular basis. There's a lot of organizations who have, you know, a lot of values around well-being and you know, being present and all of that, and that's beautiful. But if you don't apply it, then that doesn't really go very far. So for example, if you're a leader of such organization and you walk into a meeting and then you're on your phone or on your laptop and not being very present, then you're not following the value. So I think it is very important for people to have that accountability and go, hey, you know, we value this, we just need to be aligned to that. And for everybody to have a voice and to be accountable and say, yep, you're right, you know what, I'm not here, I'm somewhere else. And for people to be accountable to do that. So I think that's kind of what I've seen that really works. And make sure that people are really sharing much more about themselves on a regular basis with their leaders, with their bosses, and really ensure that human touch is always happening. Because at the end of the day, after, you know, 5-6 p.m., people go home and people have a life, and a lot of the times people don't share that, and really it could be affecting individuals. So really make sure that you have a lot of those human touch points and stop, have coffees with people, just have a minute conversation at someone's desk and go, hey, how you going, how is everything, but really be very human about it.